their experiences, and one woman told me that now all my unhealthy attachment has dissolved and I feel very calm and relaxed.
Mm.
I told her that there is no healthy or unhealthy attachment. All attachments are unhealthy.
True.
All attachments are unhealthy. You are not attached to your home, but you take care of the home. You are not attached to your car, but you take care of the car. You are not attached to your smartphone. It does not mean that I should not handle my phone with care. What it means that I'm thinking, speaking, living, and acting in the world outside with care, with clarity, not with my impulsive mind.
Mm-hmm.
That also includes the body. Yes, body has a problem. Okay, let me take care of it, but there is no attachment. But now there is another part comes, and then what do you mean by it? I'm taking care of the body, am I not attached? No. But how to understand that I'm attached with the body and I'm not? So you don't have any impulsive thought of a fear or anxiety or a duality or a conflict. And still you are taking care of the body. You are not attached. We have to take care. But it has nothing to do with any attachment. When we have that level of awareness, or I would say the mind minus impulsive nature, impulsive thought, impulsive feeling, which causes anxiety, fear of death, then I'm attached with the body. So if you are attached with the body in case of the pain or anything happening in the body, the mind will go back and it will create a feeling of a fear of death, fear of anxiety, frustration, repentance. These are attachments.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a choice. We can live with the body without attachment. We can live with the body with attachment. That woman, when she told me that, I don't have any unhealthy attachment, there is no healthy attachment. All attachments are unhealthy. It has nothing to do with it. So the same thing you said to just now, that how can you not be attached to the body? No, not at all. Have an intense attachment of the body. Can it help you to survive the body? No. Then why should I have an attachment?
It just felt like when you're in so much pain, that's all your mind can think of.
Impulsive.
And I know.
So that it means that impulsive nature makes the mind impure, and that impurity mind starts living in delusion, and the delusion wants to make an effort to get rid of the pain and so-called the discomfort.
Why do you say so-called discomfort?
Discomfort is experienced in the mind, the pain is experienced in the mind, and the mind is impulsive. So, impulsive nature plus an experience of the pain, it is the so called pain. Okay. One answer. Second answer of the so called pain. You had a pain, and I'm an anesthetist. So, okay, you just wait for a few minutes. I will get you rid of the pain, and I gave you the anesthesia. You are within few seconds, you are free from the pain. Yeah. That is why I say it is a so-called pain. Because if the mind is too much impulsive, then it wants to bring out a huge cry out of even the slight discomfort, what to talk of the pain. Mm. Eastern wisdom is simple. I have been started saying Eastern wisdom. Studying Eastern wisdom means that I study myself. So that includes I study my body, my sense organ, my mind, my impulsive nature, my intellect, my ego, my pride, my delusion, everything. And when I understand that none of these belongs to me, where I land up in recognizing and realizing the real self and unconditional love. We were born, birth has come and gone. We were in childhood. Everyone loves. What to talk of the human babies? We even love the babies of a pig. Childhood means that, free, natural consciousness. Childhood has come and gone. Youth has come and gone. Oh, no, but you are still young, so youth has come and it is going. It is going. I don't have control over it. No one has control over it.
I heard this thing. I just want to tell you it's funny. That somebody, how when people say, "Oh, I'm just killing time," I say, "Well, time is killing you."
Time is killing you. Yes, you are right. 100%. Time is killing me. I don't have control that I can hold on my life to the childhood. No way. I can hold on my life to the youth. No way. I can hold on my life to the old age. So we have a saying: the old age comes and it never goes. It invites the death.
How do you like? Because I was thinking a lot too about because of the just I was in severe nausea, right? Just throwing up. And I was thinking a lot about those monks that are able to meditate their way out of pain, like unbelievable things. And I go, how does one get to that level where you can literally alter temperatures of your body or pain in your body through deep meditation? It was really it was phenomenal to think about.
Last week, I had an extraction of the molar tooth, and the doctor gave me 3 or 4 medicines. Mm. I did not take even a single painkiller. I'm okay. But how did it happen? Clear perception in the mind that this tooth is not you. So you are not attached. So you didn't have a pain? Yes, you have a pain. That's why, I grow my beard because I have to extract a couple of more teeth. So there is another way that, I say, I have a lot of pain, I'll be speaking less. There is no problem at all. So I went to yesterday I went to the dentist. I said, I don't have a pain, please check it. you have grafted it, and if the bone is there, so you can implant it. No, no, we have to wait for a month. Yeah, obviously, because they put the powder which aligns with your gums, and then it becomes very strong, and then they can implant. So it will take some time. It is not a day. First week I had a pain, but I was doing okay. Everything was okay. This week I did not have a pain. I did not take any medication. But can this example work in every other pain? No. So what should I do? Yes, if there is any other pain and the medication is available, the mind is falling into unconscious, impulsive nature, I should take it. I should take it. It doesn't mean that I am. So now you see that what you were just talking. That is what is meaning that if I see clearly, if I perceive clearly that this body is separate from me, I am not the body. It is not intellectual understanding, it is at the level of my perception and experience. Anyone can feel like the monk. I went many years ago, perhaps in 2002, when I was in India, to the Indian part of the Tibet, so that you will understand in the Himalayan mountain. Because I was assigned to train thousands of military officers who were posted there against the China border. I have to give the training in the morning and evening. So during the day, I used to take their car, and I used to travel to different monasteries. So where I went to one monastery where there were 200 young monks below the age of 12 or 13 living in that cold, freezing mountain. And every day they used to wake up at 5, they go outside. It was shelter was there, and they used to do the Surya Namaskar. It's a sun salutation, purely physical with the breath. 12 components of the sun salutation. They used to do 108 times of Surya Namaskar. And after 15 or 20 repetitions, I could see them that they have started sweating in that chilly winter. It's not a big deal. Do I really want to reach to that state, or do I want to get carried away by the impulsive nature? Choice lies with us. Lion does not have a choice. They have to be highly impulsive, controlled by the nature to catch the prey to survive. We have an option. Why we have an option? Because of the intellect, because of the self-awareness. That is why we are studying Eastern wisdom, to study our nature. Have you seen the school of lions? Have you seen the school of rhinos? Rhinos, elephant, and bison. Bison in our country, they continue to eat for 11 hours. We don't say them, it is a binge eating, please stop it. So we have to recognize where I'm deeply attached. When we are attached, we fall into delusion. What our masters are saying, that We have already understood, I'm repeating again, that I am of the nature of real self, and real self is of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Prove it logically. That is the journey of entire Eastern wisdom. Nothing more than that. Don't fall prey to the cult and dogma, belief, and the rituals, but we have to follow those rituals in order to help my mind to reach to a state of purity where I will prove that I am of the nature of real self. That is why the master says we have to do the regular practice to raise our self awareness. Find out yourself how many times you have been regular. Have you been regular during association with me for at least 3 to 4 months? Everything should have changed in your life. In the beginning, it is very demanding. Mind resists. But if we continue, after 3 and 4 months, the mind enjoys. Mind says, now, who cares of this attachment? No way. But in the very beginning, because I have to prove that I'm of the nature of the real self, mind should be ready. Otherwise, what happens? There was a question I told you in the geometry given to a student that the sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So the question is prove it. So I have to prove it by a process, by a method. And then I will get 100 marks. So the student has wrote that you already told me that sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Why I don't need a proof? You get a zero number. The entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, I am of the nature of real self. Have you understood? Intellectually, yes. Now prove it. Not only to prove it by understanding the principles, but also you had a pain last week. You had a wonderful opportunity to prove it. You did not prove it. So, this world outside is a school. It gives you an opportunity in adverse situation that, okay, should I apply the power of discernment and dispassion to see? You have a pain, but you have an intellect. Let me apply the power of discernment and dispassion, and you should have got the result. What happens? Only intellectual understanding does not help us to realize that state. But how to bring that intellectual understanding to the mind so that I can experience? Because the mind is impure, it does not want to listen. It gives you a blank answer. That is why we have to do the regular practice without fail. We have to contemplate, we have to listen and learn, we have to regular practice, we have to reflect on each day how many times I fell into anxiety reaction. Why? So that changes the nature of the impulsive mind. It becomes pure. The pure mind is receptive to the knowledge coming from the intellect, and then it will change. Otherwise, lion remains the lion throughout their life. Why? Impulsive nature will continue. And it is the impulsive nature in the old days of these mammals in the woods. Force them to die. That is what we also try to do it. What it means? I told you, we already have seen it and we have understood it that, yes, now it is also common to the human beings also, the mating. Whether mating of a bird, mating of insect, mating of mammals, who are all governed by the nature, they first fight and then they mate. Who is stronger? There are specialized human beings also out of 8 billion people. We also more, sometimes we do it, but the moment you do it, you are charged with a crime.
Mhm.
That is the difference between the impulsive nature. So we enjoy looking at them. Oh, he fought this. That he is fighting only because he wants to dominate and dictate. Now see what happens that when this lion who won, who mated, he had the kids, and now he is old. The two young lions comes and they defeat this old lion. Now this old lion do not have even the power to pray. They cannot live in a herd and they die.
Mhm.
Or whatever is left, they keep on waiting. Whatever is left, they eat. Because that age old lion feels I'm still. I can still fight. They fight. It gets hurt. Life is gone.
Mhm.
Are we not doing the same thing in our life? Leave aside sex, but we are also doing the same thing. At the age of 70, 80. Now I am very strong. How? By Viagra. Look at it. I don't see. Can I have a healthy aging? Can I recognize that at this can any child mate with another child in the human species? We have not heard of it. Organs are not ready. In the youth, yes. But that ultimately we follow the same animal instinct. Even in the age old, then it has to take. So first time, I had my primary care physician. She is wonderful. So when I go there, so she finds enough time to chat with me. She was saying that even at the age of over 80, people have this urge to go for it and they ask how many Viagra pills I can take. But I could see their heart is sinking. It takes a toll on your heart.
Yeah.
So she was saying that it's a very amazing to see, and it's purely impulsive. So in her opinion, almost 80% of the people who have a heart problem, it's somewhat connected to that I want to bypass my old age. I want to show that strength where in the body, why I am attached.
Yeah.
The day before yesterday, we were talking about it. I and Prerna, we were there. And look at it. So that very impulsive nature, by thinking and feeling, seeking happiness outside, getting attached to the body, causes the delusion, and that is the reason of our suffering. What about these mammals? They are controlled and governed by the nature. They have to live like this. hyenas, the female hyenas have a dominance over the male hyenas. The male lion have a dominance over the female lions.
Mhm.
And it is made by the nature. They are programmed, controlled by the nature. Even you see the nature makes the age-old lion to meet the fate of getting defeated, and now they don't have a choice. They have to live. They cannot prey. They are not a part of the herd,
Mhm.
and ultimately they die. Think of a scenario: majority of the people dying because of this impulsive nature. I'm just taking you to a different journey altogether. If you see that why you are suffering, no, it happened. It is because of the impulsive nature. So last week we were discussing that we have to recognize this delusion in daily life, and we have to start dissolving them. Easiest way. First, I have to live mindfully. What that means, living mindfully the moment I wake up in the morning. I should not be dictated by some sort of the fear or anxiety when I wake up in the morning. So if you are practicing the Shanti mantra, so your mind is moving totally in a different direction.
Mhm.
Now you have that knowledge, that understanding in your head. That also helps you to live in a higher awareness. Now, in that higher awareness, it is very easy to recognize any impulsive nature coming from the past impression rooted in your mind. You have a fear of the death, and so you instantly become aware fear of the death has come, and that is going to change my behavior and attitude. So you solve their fear of the death. Why? You inquire, do the self inquiry mentally. That is one way. Practice meditation instantly. Second way. Repeat the Shanti mantra. Third way. Why? Because the moment this impulsive thought has come to my mind, I want to get rid of it first, here and now. Then I will do something else. What we normally do in this case of a delusion, even if when I have a fear of the death, I'm into anxiety, I take the bath very fast, I get ready, and I go to the workplace. So my mind continues to live into that state throughout the day, and it has created millions of other impressions in the mind. And after a few days, it will come out. I have to get rid of this delusion. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kasyat. It is not, Shanti mantra is not just that you, sometimes people say that you push us, you inspire us to repeat it. You repeat it because until n repetitions, that intellect is able to push the masses into the mind.
Mm.
It is not possible to do it just once. Not possible. I have to repeat it again and again and again whenever I remember and think of it. And then then, whenever you are surrounded by that anxiety or duality and a conflict, I should recall the aware principle. I gave you an aware acronym. I was telling someone, yeah, last week, oh no, today in the morning also. There's an Indian guy said, my desire is fulfilled, I am happy. Now my mind recognizes this desire is fulfilled easily without any objection. Any desire. It may be a sex, it may be a food, it may be buying a car, it may be anything. Anything. But take those desires which we normally repeat. So when we repeat that desire, we again experience the happiness. Second time, the 90% happiness. Third time, 80%. Fourth time, 70%. And ultimately, 10th time, 0%. It becomes purely a mechanical. Okay, I'll go there. But what happened during this period, because of the repeat desire, mind has created a notion impulsively that happiness is located outside. This is the journey of desire. My desire is fulfilled. So those impressions creates a delusion, creates a wrong misperception, misconception that what? That happiness is outside. So I fall into delusion even if I fulfill any desire for seeking happiness outside. It gives you a lot of pride and some jealousy. Now see the other side. If your desire is not fulfilled, if the desire is not fulfilled, my mind is agitated. So I firsthand I experience the anxiety, hesitation, and anger. Why? I did not get happiness because of this desire. So that agitation, but where the happiness is located, because I experience the anxiety, I feel it is located outside. It also causes the delusion. So whether the desire is fulfilled or desire is not fulfilled, in both the cases, I fall into the delusion. And it causes unwanted problem of anxiety, of hesitation, of fear, of frustration, of sense of the failure. Your desires are not fulfilled. You have a feeling of a failure, and the failure may put you into an inferiority complex. Or fulfilling of the desire from outside may put you in the feeling of superiority complex. So you have a big pride. You can do everything. No, you cannot do everything. You are a victim of delusion. In those moments, this aware principle will work. Or any time your mind is free. Or let me remember the aware principle. A means accept and acknowledge that I am of the nature of real self. W means that I have to withdraw any element of impulsive nature or any attachment that I have. So even when you are thinking and reflecting, that very attachment, you are weakening the power of attachment. So when you are weakening the power of attachment, with awareness that I am of the nature of the real self, the third A comes. You can abolish delusion instantly. Because now your mind recognizes the happiness is within. I am attached to the body, so I have a pleasure. I am attached to the body, that is why I have a pain. At least the body is very democratic. It gives an equal opportunity to the pain and the pleasure. Why? Because I am attached to both. How can you say that I am attached to the pain? I want to escape from the pain because I have already taken for granted that I am the body, so hence I have to get rid of this pain. In pleasure, yes, I am the body. That's why body is experiencing that pleasure. So that withdrawal comes, and the moment you withdraw, AW, withdraw, and then A, you abolish the delusion. What is the fourth letter is the R. When you experience the relax and calm instantly after the contemplation, make it sure that now it is going to the mind. Now you are able to transform your mind. But it remains at the intellectual level and you get frustrated. No frustration. Repeat it again and again and again. In case of the pain you had the last week, you missed that opportunity to contemplate and reflect. Why you didn't remind you? I've been reminding you. Why should I give you more pain? I should have told you that do this practice. You said, look at this crazy guy, I have a lot of pain. It is the impulsive mind which will backfire. And the E word. So when you are in the moment of relax and calm, whether it is a pleasure or pain, you can embody the real self. That is what the aware principle is. The highest seeker can easily enter into that state. There are a lot of questions. Will the pain will disappear completely? No. So you continue to experience the pain? Yes. Then what is the fun of doing it? You will have no suffering. There is a pain and there is a suffering. Bacteria is there, so food poisoning is there. So it has its own period. It's had its own cycle to be completed and then you get it. By the knowledge of the science we have understood. But because of that pain, my mind is agitated and it's working, it becomes crazy. That is not there. That is not there. My mind should have told me, so if you start speaking like, no, body is different from me. But is there any other severe situation where I cannot speak? I will not speak. Definitely. I can endure it, yes. So endurance means that pain is separate, one. Endurance also means that now there is no more suffering. Suffering is caused by the mind. That is possible by the aware principle. 100% possible. We had a guy, the name is Swami Ram. He was here in United States in 70s, yes, in 70s, late 70s. Menninger Foundation of Scientific Research. It's one of the premier research organization in the United States. So sometime we masters have to make people aware of the certain facts of life so that it can go into the heart and the head of the normal people. Do you hear any sound or any response in the deep sleep? No. All the sense organs and the mind is totally unconscious in sleep. In the dream, that is also not a waking state. So this master, Swami Ram, now he is no more. I met him a couple of times in India. He left, I think he left in 1993. So he was subjected to lot of equipments to check how he consciously migrate from the waking state to dream state to sleep state can be measured by alpha, beta, and the gamma waves. This master said 10 minutes, first 10 minutes, I'll be in a waking state. Put all your equipments. They put all the equipments, and every doctor confirmed. Yes, after 10 minutes, I'll go into dream state. He's not looking at the watch. So the next 10 minutes, he was in a dreaming state. These machine recorded that. No, no, yes, yes, he is in a waking state. After 20 minutes, he was in a deep sleep state. Machine recorded, yes. Not once, they recorded 10 times. Scientists do not have any proof that how come this guy went into that state.
Mhm.
Why? Because he identified he is neither a waker, he is not a dreamer, he is not a sleeper, he is the real self. It happened in the United States. A lot of research papers were published. He had a good monastery in Huntsville, I think, in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
I went there when I was in New Jersey. Now, because he is no more, so that monastery is still going on, is teaching different things in yoga. So those masters, when I saw those uh, children below 13 years of age living at the height of 12,000 feet in a chilly, frozen winter, where you have 4 to 5 feet of the snow is falling in that state, in that condition, they have been doing those practices, and after 15 or 20 minutes, everyone started sweating. Those young kids. So we can train. This is training, and this we can condition the body. We can have a higher level of endurance, athletes, wrestlers. But here the challenge is different. What is the challenge? That I'm not the body. This is the challenge. This is the challenge.
Yeah.
And that challenge can be met by applying the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. What it means by applying the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom, you study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. What you study, that I'm not the body. It does not mean the body does not belong to me. It is a machine. I'm not the car. Doesn't mean the car doesn't belong to me. Car, machine. I will use it for which it is utilized. Refrigerator, yes, I will use it. Phone, I will use it. What it means that internally, at the mental level, at the level of the awareness, you are at a distance from the body. It's a mental distance. How it comes through the awareness. So when it does not come, that's where the verse number 1 comes. We have been discussing about it. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Recognize and realize the real self on unconditional love, independent of the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. First line. Then Master says, do you see the body is at a distance? No, I am the body. Oh, foolish one. So Master is saying, oh, foolish one. Why he says foolish? Maybe I identify myself with the body, I identify myself with the mind, I identify myself with the delusion seeking happiness and projecting it outside. The master is that master is indicating. Do you recognize that you are fool? You are foolish? So the foolishness is the end product. Before the foolishness, there is a delusion. Before the delusion, there is an instant craving or desiring to seek happiness from the world. Before that desire, we have an intense attachment. We have an attachment because I'm the body. Okay, so then Master says, why? So that is the first reason he says that we are foolish. And the second reason he says we are foolish. So he gave this the reason in the 2 lines further. What he says, when the appointed time of the death comes. Remember, when the appointed time of the age-old lion comes, I can't do anything. At least in the old days, maybe my son, you, my friend, or someone comes to rescue and help me. Even the Elon Musk, foundation say that, okay, provide this old guy shelter. But when I'm living in words like age-old lion, I'm looking at these 2 young lions should eat, should leave a little bit food for me, otherwise I will not survive. First meaning, when appointed time of the death comes. Fourth line, how long have you ever thought? Master is asking us, have you ever thought how many times you enter into anxiety, duality, conflict every day? Maybe 5 or 6 times. So 150 times in a month, 1800 times in a year. The figure, I have taken the very less figure. 1800 or 2000 times in 1 year. How old are you? 40 years. Oh, 80,000 times you have repeated the same thing again and again. Don't you have an intellect? Don't you have an ability to reflect on it? Or do you want to continue with the same pattern of the life? And once you are 80 or 90 at the words of the death, you still have the same complaint. This is the life we are living. Even the millionaires and billionaires are living the same life. Doctor says now you can. Doctor says to the children and the grandparents of the age-old guy who is 90 years old that now he can only live for 1 hour. So no one is excited outside. That is old guy says, okay, my oldest son loves me most. So give him 60% of the wealth. Wealth does not belong to you. Hell with you. Calm down. Okay, my youngest son did not come to me. Don't give any penny to him. Oh, you're still attached. You're still into anxiety. You're still into a delusion. That is what the Master is saying. When the appointed time of the death comes, you will continue to live into the same delusion again, even when you know. Even when we know 100%, coffin does not have a pocket. No coffin has ever had a luxury to have a pocket. Means you cannot take what you have earned to the cremation ground. But I still continue to live in delusion even at the age of 90 and 90. I have a wonderful woman who is 89 years old now, almost she is 90 this month. She has been with me almost for the last, I would say, 15 or 16 or 17 years. Occasionally she misses for a session a week, otherwise she is very regular. She's living alone, she is very fit, she cooks her food and she does everything on her own. Her two kids are in New York State. No anxiety. She says, you tell me, you have taught me this book, now you teach me something else. Her brain is extremely sharp.
Hmm.
Doctor diagnosed chronic anxiety. They said something problem with your nerve a couple of years ago. She brushed aside. She said, I don't have any problem. How can I believe?
Hmm.
She lives in a higher awareness. There is another woman, she lives in Brooklyn. She attends the group session. She met me first in the New York City when I was giving a workshop in the New York City, in Manhattan. So anyhow, she attended my workshop. She was very fit at this age. She was quite young at this age. Now she is almost 50, 55. So just say 20 years ago or 22 years ago. So she heard me talking and then she took me to her office. It was on 50th floor. She was a graphic designer.
Hmm.
So in 2008, in December, she called me and she said, can you come to my house, Brooklyn? And she said that doctor diagnosed me of Parkinson disease. So after a couple of years, she has to leave the job. She starts living. She had a small house in Brooklyn. She started living on Social Security. In New York State, they give you good Social Security. I would say, for the last 1 year, her body is not trembling at all. It is only because she understands, she applies that.
Hmm.
I said, you have to continue attend my session. No need to pay even a single penny. But how come? I said, you believed me so much in the very first session when I was totally new. How can I forget your contribution?
Mm.
She doesn't have that much, but and she doesn't move. She doesn't have any shivering. The entire group is amazed. I was telling yesterday, yeah, she was attending Jerry, and no movement at all. That understanding into the intellect has gone down into the mind, and the body and the brain and the mind has brought certain changes which prevented any movement in the body.
Mm.
Yesterday, she was sharing her experiences that I feel full of joy and happiness. So I told her that your mind identifies with a disease known as Parkinson. De-identify. Then see what happens. I told you before also that when I was in New Jersey, uh, before coming here, it was perhaps 2013 and 14. I went to her house in Brooklyn. My house was very far in New Jersey. She was already having a Parkinson. She knocked the neighbor's door. She got the key of the car and she dropped me to the Penn
Mm.
station from Brooklyn. I said, don't do it. No. How can I forget you?
Mm.
That your heart is so open. It is not that you have a problem. I don't have any sympathy. Eastern wisdom is to study yourself.
Mm.
Study the Eastern wisdom to study yourself.
Yeah. I always think about what you say, because people always, this time of year, they want to show